I struggle in making a composition in a cluttered woodland, and I know that many people are the same, so I thought that I would share my tips in this video of what's helped me find some order among the chaos. But when there's literally limitless possibilities, it's difficult to know where to begin, and so I would always start by having a walk through the wood and seeing what it is that catches my eye. And so we've all done it. We walk into a woodland scene and what we see in front of us is really nice, and we want to take a picture of it, and it can quite often end up as a jumbled snapshot. But when I came across this scene, I'll talk you through what I've seen and what I think I want to capture. So first of all, we've got this big oak tree here, and that would be in the near foreground of the image and catch your eye, and it's going to be perfectly in focus. Then we've got these really interesting and oddly shaped oaks that are twisted, which will then carry on from that main oak, and their branches are leading me down this way. Now you might not be able to see it from over there, but now there's a mound which goes down into a woodland path and into the misty beyond. Now if I was going to capture this in just one image, it might not have the effect that I want it to. So I'm going to put my camera somewhere around here and then capture a panoramic. I think when it comes to woodland photography, a lot of it comes down to just knowing what it is that caught your eye and what it is that you want to include in your image. And for me, what did catch my eye was certainly these three oak trees, but the whole scene was completed by the path that went off down into the rest of the wood. So once I've decided that that's what I want to include in the image, then I also just need to account for anything that I haven't seen, because I think that our eyes are always drawn to the things that we like and that we want to take a photo of, and our brain then does something to just exclude the surrounding environment that makes it look cluttered. So if I look around here, I've got some orienteering posts and I've got some things hanging down from the tree, and on this side it's a bit of a jumbled wood that is a little bit overgrown, and that will start to look messy if I include that somewhere on the edge of the image. So I know that as I'm composing this that I'm going to exclude certain elements, and I need to just either account for that in the camera or when I come to crop the final panoramic. So another thing that I wanted to point out is that when you are walking through the woods and something does catch your eye, you might pull your camera out, take a snap, look at the back and then go, nah, it doesn't really work. And so that's very nearly happened to me here. From down there I could see this tree with its autumn leaves on, and the way that it was lit up really caught my eye. Now I took a picture of it then, but it just didn't work. But instead of moving on, I've decided to walk around the tree and come up onto this bank. And now that I can see it's standing out between these two pine trees, and I think I might be able to get a shot. So it is worth just keeping at it, because if it has caught your eye, it does mean that there's something there. And if you spend a little bit more time on it, you might be able to get that shot. So as I've set up and composed this image, I've needed to consider again what it is that I want to show and what it is that caught my eye. Now, specifically, it was the colour of the leaves that caught my eye. So I could take a telephoto lens and zoom right in on them, and that might make a nice shot in itself. But I want to show a bit of the context. Now, the context here is that it is a tree that's very different to its neighbours, and it's standing out because of that. So I want to show it in that context. Of course, I could stick to some of the common and most versatile rules of composition, like rule of thirds here, but I'm not going to, because the subject is the tree, and if I put it off to the side, it might not really work. I really want this to stand out as it is, and I'm placing it right in the centre. When it comes to decluttering your image, it's all about what you decide to exclude again. And so here I'm standing underneath this tree, and there's lots of little leaves that are hanging down into view, and so just by lowering my camera down and moving it slightly forward, I was able to exclude them. And that means that I don't have any distracting elements around the edge of the frame. But with all that said, you could just embrace the clutter and try and capture that. I guess my main summary with these tips is that when you're walking in the woods and something's caught your eye, there's a chance that there's an image there, even if you don't capture it with your first shot. If you work the scene a little bit and start to think about what you want to include in the scene and what you want to exclude from the image, then you might start getting close to what it is that you first saw, and from there you can work on it. Of course, the caveat to all this is that I don't claim to be an expert woodland photographer, and far from it in fact. There's people out there that are way better at it than I am, but these are the tips that have helped me in the last few months to actually find some order amongst the chaos and come away with some images from the woods that I'm actually quite pleased with. Once again, please like this video if you did like it, and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I really do thank you for watching. So cheers, bye bye.